this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
With no fees or minimums on checking accounts, it's no wonder the Capital One bank guy is so passionate about banking with Capital One. If he were here, he wouldn't just tell you about no fees or minimums. He'd also talk about how most Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. Yep, even on weekends. It's pretty much all he talks about, in a good way. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One, N.A., member FDIC.
You see it instantly. It's Coldwater Creek, the mark of exceptional workmanship and signature touches inspired by a Mountain West heritage. Distinctive styles created from quality fabrics, silhouettes perfected with just the right drape, feel-good fits offering ease of movement, and thoughtful details to elevate your look. Coldwater Creek's authenticity is embodied in every piece, embracing its confident spirit that carries through to today. Discover Coldwater Creek clothing, designed to fit your life the way you want. For a wardrobe you can count on season after season, visit coldwatercreek.com. Shop the new spring collection at 20% off $75 or more with code IHEART20.
Brought to you by the reinvented 2012 Camry. It's ready. Are you? Welcome to Stuff You Should Know from HowStuffWorks.com.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. Josh Clark, Chuck Bryant, we're here for you. How you doing, Chuck?
I'm doing well, Josh.
I'm doing pretty good, too, Chuck. I just drank a Vault on an empty stomach. I'm about to chew the cover off this microphone. I'm ready to go.
And you got another one lined up.
I do. This is my second one right now.
I don't even know what that is.
I'm about to pass out, actually, but I'll try to make it through.
Yeah, please don't. I can't carry this.
So I've got a great news item for you. You ready?
Sure.
Okay, so it turns out the sovereign nation of New Zealand actually enforces its law that you can't give a child a name over 100 characters long, and you can't give a child a name that could prove socially handicapping. You want to hear an example?
Charles Manson?
No.
No.
And arguably, I like it. I think it's very lilting and sweet, but it's arguably worse than Charles Manson. There's a 9-year-old girl who was in the midst of a custody battle with her parents, and the judge found out what the girl's name was and how much she hated it, and actually made her a temporary ward of the court so she could legally change her name herself.
Let's hear it.
Tallulah does the hula from Hawaii.
Wow.
I'm not kidding.
Is that two names? One name?
That's
name?
her. No, that's her first name.
All spelled together.
No, it's separate words. And I think they actually even spelled it correctly, like the is not capitalized, that kind of thing.
That's ridiculous.
But I was reading this BBC article on it, and they brought up some other examples of names in New Zealand that some made it through and some didn't. There were a couple bizarre ones that made it through, like number 16 bus shelter.
Bus shelter?
Yes.
Okay.
And another one that made it through is Midnight Chardonnay, which I think Hugh Grant probably has designs on that poor child.
Yeah, I think it's no secret how that child was conceived either.
Exactly, yeah. But there are a few more that didn't make it through, like Detroit, Sex Fruit,
yeah.
And the twins, Fish and Chips.
The
federal government or maybe even local government moved to block those names.
Really?
But I'm curious though. Is Charles W. Bryan? Is that the name your parents gave you? Did you change it?
No, Charles Wayne. I was named after John Wayne, which is a true story.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't know what the W stands for.
Yeah, that's it. I'm Wayne.
Now I do. Well, if you have your original name, do you know anything about this kind of thing? Is this in your field of expertise, perchance?
My wife actually changed the spelling of her first name.
Oh, yeah?
Although not legally, but, well, she spells it, when she fills out her driver's license records and on her bank account, it's all spelled the Emily with an I-E and not Emily with a Y, but she never legally got it changed, but it just kind of goes to show how you can change these official documents without really having the court say you can.
Yeah, just by setting precedent, right?
Exactly.
But there are legal routes to do this kind of thing, right?
Right, and I think I know what you're getting to.
Yes. Chuck, how could one erase their identity and start over?
That's a great question.
Thanks.
Unfortunately, I hate to spoil this for the listeners, but there's really no way that you can completely erase your identity in this day and age, at least in the United States, without the government doing it for you.
Yeah, technology has made it a lot more difficult to commit just about any kind of crime, huh?
Yeah, in the old days you could do, there was one thing called a paper trip, which is you could assume the identity of like a dead infant and get their records and claim their identity as your own.
It's depressing but effective.
Yeah.
Or it was, right?
Yeah, you can't do that anymore, though, because, computer records nowadays and everything, it makes it really difficult to completely erase your identity.
So I guess even if you do change your identity, there's still records of your former identity linking the two together, right?
Exactly. So if you're on the run from somebody, like you can change your name pretty easily. Mm-hmm. If you have special circumstances, you can change your social security number, but you have to prove to the government that someone's either been misusing yours. And another reason you can change your social is if you're a victim of domestic violence, and you really need to, go underground where your ex-husband or ex-wife, I guess, if you're a victim of spousal abuse as a husband.
Which is actually not paid nearly enough attention to, husband abuse. I'm not kidding. It actually is a real problem. Men don't feel the least bit confident in admitting that they are abused by their wives. And I got to tell you, it's out there,
Sure. Well, that's a podcast for another day.
Sure. Well, let's do it. We'll put it on our calendar.
Agreed.
Hey, everybody, get this. LinkedIn has grown to a network of over 1 billion professionals and 130 million decision makers. And that's where it stands apart from other ad buys.
Yeah, for sure. You can target your buyers by job title, industry, company, role, seniority, skills, even company revenue, so you can stop wasting budget on the wrong audience.
Yep, that's why LinkedIn Ads generates the highest B2B ROAS of all online ad networks. Seriously, all of them.
And get this, if you spend $250 on your first campaign on LinkedIn ads, you get a free $250 credit for the next one. Just go to linkedin.com/SYSK. That's linkedin.com/SYSK. Terms and conditions apply.
You see it instantly. It's Coldwater Creek, the mark of exceptional workmanship and signature touches inspired by a Mountain West heritage. Distinctive styles created from quality fabrics, silhouettes perfected with just the right drape, feel-good fits offering ease of movement, and thoughtful details to elevate your look. For a wardrobe you can count on season after season, visit coldwatercreek.com. Shop the new spring collection at 20% off $75 or more with code IHEART20.
So, like I said, you can change your social for several reasons. It needs to be approved. You can change your name. It depends what state you live in for the process you go through. But it generally costs, $50 or under. And a judge actually rules, I thought that was interesting, whether or not you can change your name.
Well, that's only if there's objections, right?
Well, they make a ruling regardless, and it's always yes unless there's an objection.
Okay, so you basically, to change your name, you have to advertise it in the legal organ, usually the county newspaper.
Right. And this is for the great state of Georgia that we live in.
Right, okay, I gotcha. So it does that for several weeks, and, if somebody notices and they have an objection, they can object. And I actually know of an instance where that happened. You remember Jeff Gillooly?
Oh, who doesn't?
Yeah. So apparently, kneecapping America's sweetheart it can get you some really bad press in this country, right?
Right, because he famously hit Nancy Kerrigan, ice skater Nancy Kerrigan, in the knees with a crowbar.
Yeah. On behalf, he claimed of his wife Tanya Harding,
right?
Who was in competition for Kerrigan for America's sweetheart, that kind of thing. So after the whole thing dies down, a couple of years after, Gillooly petitions to have his name changed to Jeff Stone.
Right.
There were plenty of Jeff Stones that lodged formal objections,
really?
Including, oddly enough, I heard the guy who played Jeff Stone, the son on the Donna Reed television show from the 60s. Isn't that weird?
Wow.
Yeah.
Small world.
So people do object, but I think you have to be a little unsavory for somebody to not want you to share their name.
Right. And I would think Gillooly would have changed his name before that, just for the simple fact that his name was Gillooly.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
but that's just me.
Yeah. So you've given us a couple good reasons. Can you give us any famous cases of people changing their identities? I can.
Well, let's hear it.
Well, there was a really recent one. Radovan Kradic, the Serbian leader from Bosnia-Herzegovina, right?
Yeah.
Back in the Balkan Wars, there was a lot of ethnic cleansing going on. And Radic was one of the ones who was committing genocide against the Muslims in that area. So the wars end, the U.S. indicts him for crimes against humanity. He drops out. apparently he was still something of a hero to the Serbian population around there. So he was hiding in plain sight to an extent. He actually grew a beard and became an alternative health guru and was living quite publicly in Belgrade.
Wow.
Finally, we get a very pro-American, pro-West leader in that area, and like the next month, Radic is under arrest and on trial. So,
wow, so it didn't
war
work out.
crimes is a pretty good reason to change your identity as well.
Yeah, I think, when I was researching this article, I found that a lot of people that inquire about this on the internet, you can get certain websites will say they'll change your name, but it's really just a big scam. They'll give you a fake ID or reuse a bunch of the same records over and over. And it's really, for those of you out there that look into these, it's just a big money ripoff.
That's one of those things where if you want it done right, you have to do it yourself, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Especially if you're having trouble with your identity through identity theft or whatever. But I guess if your identity gets so ragged out, it doesn't matter who you trust it to change it for you, you know? But I wonder if the percentage of people changing their identity is on the rise, what with identity theft just exploding all over the place.
Yeah, I think, that's one of the problems of the internet is identity theft, and it's also one of the problems of people not being able to change their identity because of the paper trail via computer. So it's sort of a double-edged sword. So,
Chuck, do you want to give our listeners the number they can call if they're interested in changing their Social Security number?
Yeah, if you're a victim of spousal abuse or if your Social Security number's been tampered with, you can call 1-800-772-1213 to inquire to the SSA about, what you can do.
And for all the great details, you can read Chuck's article, How Can I Erase My Identity and Start Over, on HowStuffWorks.com. And stick around to find out what article makes Chuck think of Frankenstein right after this.
Hey, everybody, get this. LinkedIn has grown to a network of over 1 billion professionals and 130 million decision makers. And that's where it stands apart from other ad buys.
Yeah, for sure. You can target your buyers by job title, industry, company, role, seniority, skills, even company revenue, so you can stop wasting budget on the wrong audience.
Yep, that's why LinkedIn Ads generates the highest B2B ROAS of all online ad networks. Seriously, all of them.
And get this, if you spend $250 on your first campaign on LinkedIn Ads, you get a free $250 credit for the next one. Just go to linkedin.com/SYSK. That's linkedin.com/SYSK. Terms and conditions apply.
You see it instantly. It's Coldwater Creek, the mark of exceptional workmanship and signature touches inspired by a Mountain West heritage. Distinctive styles created from quality fabrics, silhouettes perfected with just the right drape, feel-good fits offering ease of movement, and thoughtful details to elevate your look. Coldwater Creek's authenticity is embodied in every piece, embracing its confident spirit that carries through to today. Discover Coldwater Creek clothing, designed to fit your life the way you want. For a wardrobe you can count on season after season, visit coldwatercreek.com. Shop the new spring collection at 20% off $75 or more with code IHEART20.
We're back. Thanks for hanging around. I don't blame you. What article is it, Chuck?
Well, it's sort of misleading. It's not Frankenstein, the doctor who created the monster, but it's the awesome 70s instrumental groovy song, Frankenstein.
That's Do we have to pay anybody for that?
I don't think so. If we paid anyone, it would be Johnny Winter, because that's his song.
Okay, all right.
And you going to ask me why?
Yeah, this is kind of, not only did we start, you misled me to mislead the readers, and now I'm just as confused as ever. Why would that possibly remind you of Frankenstein? What article are you talking about?
Well, because Johnny Winter famously has albinism, along with his brother, fellow musician Edgar Winter of the Edgar Winter Group. They're both albinos.
Apparently it runs in the family.
So the article, How Albinism Works, is that's the one.
So do you just sit there and Frankenstein plays over and over in your head every time you read it?
Over and over. I get the earworm.
Well, that's fantastic, Chuck. So you can read all about albinism and all sorts of other interesting articles on HowStuffWorks.com. Check it out.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit HowStuffWorks.com. Let us know what you think. Send an email to podcast@HowStuffWorks.com. Brought to you by the reinvented 2012 Camry. It's ready. Are you?
You see it instantly. It's Coldwater Creek, the mark of exceptional workmanship and signature touches inspired by a Mountain West heritage. Distinctive styles created from quality fabrics, silhouettes perfected with just the right drape, feel-good fits offering ease of movement, and thoughtful details to elevate your look. For a wardrobe you can count on season after season, visit coldwatercreek.com. Shop the new spring collection at 20% off $75 or more with code IHEART20.
Ever feel like your bedroom's shrinking? Don't worry, you don't have to sell your favorite things to make space. With IKEA Bedroom Storage Solutions, think dressers, wardrobes, full closet systems, even storage boxes. You can keep it all. Your vintage band tees? Safe. Those limited edition sneakers? Plenty of room. And yes, your childhood teddy bear gets a spot too. Don't sell what you love. Store it instead with IKEA Bedroom Storage Solutions. Shop now at ikea.us/bedroom storage.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.